Okay, dokie. We are back. We are back. So, welcome everyone to my live stream. Welcome to the channel. My name's Danny C. So, let's get down to business, shall we? For take 2 of the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup. So, the first attempt, the 5 o'clock slot, didn't go quite to plan in terms of, well, considering how close to the qualifying is. And then, of course, for the race itself, it's just, pretty crazy with everywhere you look. But this is damage limitations, and obviously that we've got a much tighter lobby coming up, depending who I'm racing against. So we shall see how that pans out. So welcome along to those who are just tuning in. We're just about to get into the 7 o'clock slot now that the 15-minute window is open. Having changed the oil and washed the car, so we are good to get going once more. Hopefully, no problems. So I'm currently ranked 1,112 in the world. Gone a bit too quick in that corner, and that led me to got a bit wide and hit the wall. Welcome along, Max. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Hope you had a lovely dinner as well. Yeah, that's the objective, if I can nail that. But it's not going to be easy with the competition. How close the competition is. But I can give it my shot. Ah, hitting the wall there. Yep, abused the track limits in the process. Welcome along, JBB. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. What, 27 bang on. Ah. When do I play GT7? Started at, well, in some other times at when I do Manufacturers Cup, for instance, I was doing a 5 o'clock slot, so I was streaming it well before 5 o'clock for when I do some GT World Series ventures. And then most of the time, streaming like from between 6 to just before after 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock, just after 6 o'clock, and then until just after 6 and 7:30, depending on my schedules. Got a bit out of shape there. Oh, hitting the wall there. So I'm just going to park up to one side and go for a quick toilet break. and I'll be back very shortly. So back in 2 secs. Just going for a toilet break. And I'm back. I'm back. Right. Anybody watching want me to sing a song before we get going? Yeah, I'm gonna say, Max. I've pitted in lap 8, which obviously looking on when the Iceman dude who pitted in at the end of lap 6, and obviously got some free air or so, and therefore that he what was the I think it was like 11th or 10th. Then he made up some ground as well there, so a lot can happen, I'm sure. But I was thinking somewhere around lap 7 or 8 again, because by the time when I do come across the same amount of people, similar amount of people, then that's going to make the job. Obviously, I can familiar, but at the same time, you never know if I may come across some more different people. Could be somebody familiar. So just going to get myself into the groove with things. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Anyway, let's get down to business and do the driving on the track. Some point next week, buddy, because obviously next time I'll be live is on Saturday, so I'll be doing some Manufacturers Cup. I'll be one of the last to pit, give you the lightest fuel load with best tyres. Yeah, it depends on the situation as well as we go along. So as for the lobbies, next time we'll be doing an open lobby is normally on Tuesdays. So I won't get a chance to vote for this rest of this week, I'm afraid. So I'll be back to doing open lobbies in a different category, which is go-karts, which I'm yet to run for first time in ages. So good luck to those who are taking part on this Manufacturers Cup race at the 7 o'clock slot. Let's see who we got. Heaton's in. Welcome along, Heaton. Zigzag Racing. So how many points do you get? 296. So that's a bit less than the 5 o'clock slot, to be very honest with you. But just the way it works, isn't it, sometimes? So anyway, the top 8 to me is obviously gives me 210 points at least. So let's see what I can do. Yep, can give it my best, and that's all I can do. No matter how tough the situation gets, I'm just gonna try and get best result I can for myself and for McLaren. Considering that, well, seeing somebody did a 26.4 in the McLaren, which obviously that's like alien speed, innit? Yes, yes, Matt. I'll have that, thank you. Yes, Joel, just in the nick of time. Welcome along. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Oh, that felt close. Super close indeed. Getting much harder in it. Thank you. Copy, Joel. Let's go. Definitely got a flying lap in me. Maybe one more if the tyres can hold on. Damn it. Not going my way this qualifying session so far, but at least I got myself another flying lap in. If I can just have to be mindful. Well, at least we've got one more flying lap in for sure. Get a nice little bit of slip if I can. Yeah. Ooh, back to where we started. A 10th place starter from the last qualifying, so just should have just like get another mile an hour to then shift. Yeah. And then the track has gone better towards the end, so I'll certainly made most of that. So we have an Audi 1-2, a BMW in third, and there's a McLaren up there, so there's another McLaren driver I've got to watch out for. We certainly got a 26, and I wasn't able to get a 26 on this occasion, so have a good race everyone, and best of luck. It's not going to be an easy situation, but do everything I can to try and get best out of myself. So let's play the music then. Let's get down to business and do the talking on the track. Let's do it for McLaren. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Sky. Thanks, Joel. So got Keaton in the Greg's Porsche livery. So everyone within a second from first and 16th, then that's a very close lobby. Look pretty close from Heaton in terms of track limits. Looked like he got away with that one, but that were very close there. a lag spike I saw. Somebody's had enough. It's the Audi. That's Kuba, the pole position sitter. It's like parking the bus in the middle of that one. Come on. Good job. I had to back out of that because there was just a soft tap from that side. Ah, this is... Ah. I'm not sure what happened from behind, but I'm still within the Ferrari slip also, which is where I need to be, just in that slip. That's a very early pit stop for the German. Lag spike. Got back within a second. Somebody tried to do a dummy there. Oh. Something's happening up front. So you try something that's not broke. So that's my McLaren teammate up front. Ooh, oh. Oh, and he left. So he made contact with the car up front, and then, yep. Come on. 6.4 seconds. Well, if you got the pacer, Kuba, I'll follow you, because you're quick out there, and I'll try and follow you. If I can. You see what I mean? He's pretty quick. Yeah. Black spike. Nice. It's not working out, is it? Just not meant to be. Yes, he's in the R8 LMS. Well, this is the thing that because that car was obviously apparently it was good in qualifying, but then race trim it's different. I mean, it depends on each racetrack, don't it? I might have a couple lap older tyres than the Italian in the Ford, but I'll try my hardest to keep within the slip. Getting all out of shape, the Ford driver. Bit of a lag spike there. Surely the Italian's gone wide. Yeah, you can see you've got one bar, yeah. You've got one bar. And the Italians into this, gone back up to 2 bar. Yellow flag, something's happened. Unlucky, buddy. Just adjusted the brake balance a little bit so I can try and keep the tyres together best I can for a couple more laps and then have a go later on. Whoa, something's happened. So we managed to, so we've been inherited another position, so something must have happened. I'm not quite sure what happened, but... Green flags, so something must have happened before then. So I'm disappearing off now, having felt that my tyres are going a bit. Get a bit more rotation on the brake balance. Or trail braking a bit. P9. Somebody's had a spinner. Unlucky, buddy. Crap. He's gonna come after me. You watch. Was I lucky? No, not gonna catch him. So it's okay. I'm starting or finishing from where I'm started. Maybe that if I could have pitted a little longer, a little later, then the race would have been much different. Unless something dramatic happens. Ah, hang on. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? So the Ferrari has not even done the required mandatory pit stop, so that promotes us a position. So if I would have had a bit more tyre, well, just pit a little later or something, because I wasn't really sure what tyre the Lexus was on. Obviously, yeah, it was. So I started 10th and finished 9th in the end after post-race penalties. Thanks, Max. Just like short of the 200 mark, which I will have loved to take home. But even in the car that where I may have struggled a little bit at this track, but at least we don't have to do the official circuits for the rest of this season, so just the proper racetracks left to do, which I'm looking forward to do. Also making most of other people's misfortunes also. And that Kuba would just wicked. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Sky. So we got there in the end. Another top 10 finish. So grab the replays if you want them. Although I may have dropped a DR, but it's one of them things. It's one of them things. So let's have a look at the ranking. So it's not dropped a lot. It's not dropped a lot. So Yeah, don't worry about it, Eton, because he apologised and then Qualap obviously accepted the apology, so we'll have a look at what's been going off at other parts of the track, shall we? So I've got something like what was it like? Well, just under 200 points. So yeah. So we got Kuba, who was on pole, and there's myself in 10th. So Peterson's got a half-second penalty for suspected track limit violation. Oof. So the German made contact with Kuba, and that left Kuba with rear bumper and left rear corner damage, after Stoy also ended up with front bumper damage. So the Spaniard was about to take the opportunity to take two people for the price of one. Oof. So the McLaren got hit from that Lexus. It's this one there. So Bielefan in the Lexus, look, just completely misjudged the braking, running into the back of Zigzag, then into the McLaren, and that of course left Kuba the innocent party. It's madness what you've seen, isn't it? So yeah, that were very unfortunate to see what happened there from Kuba's perspective, whilst looking like well, yeah, looking like it was a messy one. So Peterson still yet to serve the time penalty, and then all of a sudden that Lexus just got away by literally pinballing effect a couple of people, and to not get a penalty for causing a collision, like a domino effect at turn 1. Brainless is all I could say. So I just want to see last of the late breakers, left it just enough space, or maybe, I'm not sure if there was contact a little bit, but obviously you've got to think of the the slippery concrete section, which is hard to keep hold of, and still side by side going up the hill, and then gave way, just didn't want to give up, did he? Did not want to give up, and I thought, nah, just try and make it through the corner in one piece. And the Blazer saw the opportunity and took it. Even Blazer too had the half-second penalty dished out to him from early on. So I've got Kuba behind me, who was on the comeback after being punted off. Ooh. So let's look at the Spaniard here. You've got the Spaniard braking a little later, obviously nudged him just like that, which still couldn't get out of the stay on the track anyway. Resulted the Spaniard a 3-second penalty, and then left. Although from my perspective, I was braking as much as I could, and then that left me like just braking as where I was normally braking, and then the Spaniard obviously braked a little later, which then decelerated the car just like that after hitting the back of the Ford. So the Spaniard has lost the plot. Although I did give way to the car, I did give way also. So how long did the Italian stay out for? Stayed out till lap 10. So it made sense that he had a few lap fresher tyres than I had. Where was I at one point? So it was... so what happened was, because Heaton, obviously braking just like where we're normally braking, then you had the Lambo went wide, even the Porsche just turned in there too much, and then all of a sudden that he went for the gap. The Lambo cuts across him, taps the left rear corner of the Lambo, which, to be fair, no matter the circumstances or no matter the outcome, should have just like hit the place back. Although that he was getting dragged along by a couple other people behind also, and that left the Lambo driver absolutely furious from that scene. Well, this is the thing what I'm noticing there. So whatever brake balance the Audi was running seemed to be doing a good job, whilst not only that having the pace advantage, but to make most of out of the car underneath him also. So I'd just like to see what happened later on, because something's happened further up, of course. Welcome along, Heaton, to the chat, and thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, and don't worry about the tab. It's just like if I was in that situation, I'd just simply pull to one side and give the place back where I can and where it's safe to do so, because it's one of them things that where you're on the sleepy part of the track, and then the Lambo was obviously going a bit to trying to do a cutback also. Which left you like with little time to react. Obviously, there was enough. Well, there should be enough time to react to just to let go of the throttle or even brake a little to allow the other car some space. But as long as you sorted it with the driver, then obviously you shook hands, and then apologies it was accepted from the innocent person. Then so it's all good in the end. Obviously, it's just like one of those things that it was best not to put any energy towards something that's happened in the flash until you get a chance to see the replay. So the Audi driver, so that's the South African. Oh, he slipped on his own, that's what happened. The South African slipped on his own and lost a plot. So that promotes us another place then. And you had to feel sorry for the Lambo. But And it was just that point where I knew that it was impossible to keep up with these guys who had a few lap fresher tyres than I had, having tried to do the undercut. Yeah, no problem. So, last corner, okay. So it's not this one, although there was a little bit of a tap. So we've got Kuba going for the overtake. Obviously there was a little tap also, which Heaton felt. So Kuba did right to give way, knowing too well that the concrete section is a bit slippery and hard to keep hold on the track for. So we want to see what happened in the last corner. A lap 6. Oh, what I've just seen there. So this is like lap 17 in the last corner. So there was just a couple of cars in between. So just want to see. Obviously the gap was there. Very much like breakdown, a similar amount of similar to pace, and then you had the Suzuki up front, then the Ferrari of Zigzag. So therefore that Bielefeld got compromised after hitting the back of the Ferrari just to tap, and then you turned in for as much as you could. It's like one of the softest of touches, like it's like noting it. And therefore that you've had to go for it, and then therefore you got there only just. So it's a bit of a tricky one, considering that you had Zigzag in the middle of the path, blocking off the getting blocked off, and then let's see if Heaton got the half-second penalty, which in that case he didn't. Welcome along, Marty. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing good, pal. Hope you're feeling a lot better than before. So Marty says that was legal. Okay, so that's fair enough. A reaction from 16. So it was at some point. Can't remember which part. You said it was at the last corner somewhere. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So there's obviously Kuba's far behind, and then your Bielefeld who served a half-second penalty. A 1 second penalty for what? A 1 second penalty for what? Where's that come from? No worries, mate. Ah, that's where that 1 second penalty came from. It came from the end of lap 15, where he abused the track limits by putting foot down, having lost the car just a little bit. So that left obviously a couple of us to make most of somebody's misfortune. Then it was just very close, and then you had to stick it around the outside, as you do. Yeah, that was a bit desperate, that from Biela. You know, there was just like no need for somebody to lose the plot and then end up pushing somebody off walls to try to make the move cleanly on the outside. So to be very honest with you, that Biela should have left you some racing room. And what he did there was made your life super difficult by pushing you off the road. And then obviously you had to let him know that he was there. So that Biela fan had no reason to push somebody out about walls to get in overtaken, no matter if it's on the inside or the outside. Do you know what I mean? So, and in the end, that you got there somehow. Marty says this was legal, but the lap before, Beeler's manoeuvre on pushing you out, Heaton, was illegal. Because if you were to look at the look at the white lines, then obviously you want to be mindful of some of the white lines, because there are that certain places where you could abuse the track limits. And you would have stepped into row Z. Yes, yeah. So, and look at how, obviously, like some people, they would just like, well, treat this just as a test session of the Manufacturers' Cup race, and obviously he did not even pit at all, which in that particular rule you have to do a mandatory pit stop. Exactly, Heaton. Exactly. So, like at lap 16, at this particular spot here, the German in the Lexus will push you off after getting close, after about to get overtaken on the outside, and then what he had to do there was take the opportunity on the next time round by to get one in. Although it was like the very smallest of touches, even though that even the German got into the back of the of Zigzag just a little bit, which killed the momentum off a touch, and therefore that Heaton went on to finish almost what was a podium. So just let have a look there also. Zigzag was getting hunted. Then Heaton in the famous Greg livery, side by side. Who's going to be last of the brakes? Had the inside covered. Left each other some racing room. Nicely done. As he progressed into P3. So, and it came to the last lap where I was literally getting harassed by the Lexus, and mind you, the Lexus had a similar tyre condition as I had. Obviously my tyres were slightly worse than his on the rears, and then of course my tyres on the front of them just looked similar to the Lexus's on the front. So it got to the point where I was looking like it was looking like a solid 9th place, and then that was a bit of a lag spike there, which I had to be super mindful of also. And I thought, nah, just try and keep up if you can, and obviously do your best to keep within the slip. Although you do get some dirty air tucked on your car. And other than that, it was probably one of the most difficult races I've done so far. They got a 6 in round 1, a win in round 2. Obviously, the first attempt, the 5 o'clock slot, started 10th and then finished 12th, and then which weren't a great race from my side, but and qualifying also, considering how close qualifying was. And then of course you also have the 7 o'clock slot, which looked to be less tighter competition. You know, with the win being set to 296 or something like that. And then, so what happened there is, and the Spaniard crossed the line first, did not even pit at all, has breached the violation, has breached the rules and regulations that you have to pit to do a mandatory pit stop, because otherwise you get a 2-minute penalty, and that's what the Spaniards got. So I started 10th, finished 9th. Probably not the best of races, in my opinion, but I certainly made most out of trying to get the best out of myself and the car underneath me for what I'm comfortable with and so on. But yeah, so really just building on the consistency in terms of getting some points, no matter if the driver rating increases or not. So even to miss out by just one place, just to miss out 8th place, then yeah, it's just the little things is all it takes in it. So that is the replay of the second attempt of my Manufacturers Cup race, done and dusted, only short off of 200 points. So we'll take home the points, which is all I got time for, I'm afraid. So I'll be live on Saturday around 5 o'clock time, well, before 5 o'clock, should I say. And we're going to be off to the most challenging race on the calendar, and that is the Nürburgring 24-hour. I cannot wait to go and take on what is one of the most, if not the most difficult tracks. And I've had good memories in the Nürburgring before, having won some league races there, well, in the past as well as that. Yep, so you've got the Grand Prix layout and the Nordschleife section all in one track. So I'm looking forward to that. So we shall see. Will it rain? Rain's a possibility. So we could see some rain on Spa-Francorchamps as well. And then we finish off at Watkins Glen, which looks to be, well, you look at some of the tracks a minute, it look like it's a BMW track, but I wouldn't even guarantee that in that way, because it's not the case. Because it depends on what lobbies you come across, etc., etc. So, yeah, looking forward to what is going to be an interesting motor race for this Saturday evening, which is when I'll be next live. So, I'm going to open the ticket, having acquired the roulette ticket for doing the Manufacturers Cup race and the 5 o'clock slot. So I just thought, just save it to the last, and so. Right, so I just want to spare a moment to say thank you very much to those of you who have been tuning in to and say hello while on the go, and thank you for watching my race, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as well as I have. Well, it could have been worse. Wasn't really the easiest of races in some scenarios, let's be very honest, but yeah, so maybe if I could have done something a little different, for instance, a couple of laps later, maybe I would have stand a chance. But obviously the undercut, it's just the one lap or two is all it takes to certainly make a difference. But we're doing what we can to try and keep it on the road, and then so on, and not making the mistakes as well, other than just to keep it within the track limits, which I've done all race long. So it's something right that I'm doing on that one. And welcome to the new subscribers to my YouTube channel as well. So we are on the road to the 500 subscriber mark. So we're getting closer and closer. So we're just going to keep going and keep pushing. And yeah, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So I'll be live once more on Saturday. And yeah, and take on the most challenging track of it. In my opinion, the most challenging track of the calendar. And I'm looking forward to that, the Nürburgring 24 hours. So, right. Anybody liking the content of what I'm doing, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate your time and efforts and your support. Other than that, that's very much it from my side. So, thank you all for watching, and have a great evening, great afternoon, great morning, wherever you are around the world. And from myself, Danny C, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.